Alrighty, so woke Hollywood actor John Leguizamo wants us to know that he will not be seeing the new animated Super Mario Bros. Movie currently at the theaters, starring Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, and many other actors, and he wants us to know why. John Leguizamo says he refuses to watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie because they did not cast any Latin actors. Quote, I was groundbreaking, and then they stopped the groundbreaking. Groundbreaking? Oh my days. John Leguizamo literally thought that he is groundbreaking because he's an ethnic actor who played a fictional Italian white character from a video game. In other words, race swapping a white character for a non-white one, something that we've seen Hollywood do a lot lately to play identity politics. Well, even in that sense, I hate to bust your bubble, brother, because in 1966, Eartha Kitt, that comes to mind, played the iconic character of Catwoman in the Batman series. So you're not the first person to play a white iconic character, whilst you yourself are not white, although a lot of people would disagree with that. Especially people with woke mindset who believe in critical race theory. They would say a person that looks like you is actually enjoying white privilege because white privilege is only skin deep. So you've got that white privilege and you're out here trying to push and virtual signal to people. But in any case, this guy has been salty regarding this movie for a while now, as in 2021 he had this tweet where he was ranting regarding not being included into this movie, and it seems he's still salty about it till now. Whether the result of a case of sour grapes or a general need to virtual signal, actor John Leguizamo has declared that he will absolutely not be seeing the Super Mario Bros. Movie because the film does not star any Latino actors, or I'd say the film just does not star you. Now, if you guys would recall, John Leguizamo featured as Luigi in the 1993 version of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, a horrible, terrible, terrible movie. I couldn't watch it as a kid because it just didn't have all the spices that made Super Mario Bros. Movie a Super Mario Bros. Movie. I mean, imagine watching a Super Mario Bros. Movie without doom, 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 boom. I mean, literally didn't have any of those things. It was an horrible, horrible movie. But because he featured in that movie, he seems to think that he's now an authority on the IP. Leguizamo, who previously portrayed Mario's green-hearted brother Luigi in Hollywood's 1993 live-action take on the Nintendo icon, voices discontent with the Nintendo icon's latest silver screen outing while taking photos with fans on the streets of New York City. And boy, oh boy, did he let the salt flow. Approached by TMZ during the impromptu meet and greet, which occurred on the same day that the Super Mario Bros. Movie released in theaters, Leguizamo was asked by the celebrity gossip outlet if he would be catching the film, to which he reportedly declared, quote, "No, I will not." He could have simply ended his conversation there and walked away, but when it comes to many of these woke Hollywood actors out there, they cannot resist the opportunity to virtual signal. So he went on to say they could have included a Latin character, explained the Encanto star via a transcript of TMZ's conversation provided by Variety. Notice he kept on using the word included because it sounds more inclusive to more modern audience, more woke, so to speak. Like I was groundbreaking. No, you were not. And then they stopped the groundbreaking. No, they didn't. They messed up the inclusion. They disincluded. Just cast some Latin folk. Finally, he uses the word cast. We're 20% of the population, the largest people of color group, and we're underrepresented. So this is something that he has said before, even way as far back as 2 years ago. So in 2021, he tweeted out saying, "So glad hashtag Super Mario Bros. Is getting a reboot." Obviously, it is iconic enough. He's talking about his movie like as if it's an iconic movie. Your movie was a commercial failure, so it wasn't iconic at all. But the characters are iconic. Your movie was not. But too bad they went all white. That's a lie. No Latinx in the leads. Notice that when they are typing on Twitter and talking to their Twitterati, they always seem to use the right pronoun. However, when he was talking to TMZ, he didn't use this word, not even once. Probably the woke mob might come for you for not using the right pronouns. In any case, groundbreaking color-blind casting in original. Plus, I'm the only one who knows how to make this movie work script-wise. Are you sure about that? Well, let's first start about you calling this an all-white movie. Let's do some compare and contrast here. These are the cast of Super Mario Brothers characters, and he said there was no Latino. Fred Armisen's mother is Latino from Venezuela, which makes Fred Armisen a Latino himself. And when you take a look at all these other characters, you even have Keegan Michael Key. Some of you might know this reference. Balaki. Aaron. Is there Aaron here? This guy's an absolute crack up, man. And you see other black people here. You even see this Asian guy here, Eric Bowser, and the rest of them, right? So it is highly mixed, well represented. However, when it comes to his own movie, he was also part of the cast of Encanto. This is a Disney movie. And guess what? It was probably 96 to 98% Hispanic, and not just Hispanic, Colombiana Hispanic, with the exception of one person. I think probably Alan Tudyk is the only non-Hispanic person in the entire show. I mean, look at all of this cast. Look at all of these people. This guy is also from Colombia as well, so he's also Hispanic. Look at them. Look at them. That's not a proper representation of what the world looks like today. 13% of America is black. 6% is Asian. Where are the Asians in your show? Now, I'm not woke. I don't care. This show is probably a good show, or it's probably a good movie. I've not seen it, but I've heard great reviews about it, so I'm not really somebody to care. However, the woke revolutionaries will only complain when it is all about whites. However, they would say nothing and turn a blind eye when the cast is full of Hispanic. So what are they saying? The double standards here is usually when they say inclusive, it's simply minus whites. Now, he also goes on to say that script wise, no one else could make this movie work. Well, let's see how good your movie was in 1993. As far back as 1993 in Rotten Tomatoes, you got a 29% rotten with audience and critics. Horrible movie, and I'm not surprised at all. However, when it comes to the new movie, 96% of the audience like it. Well, some of the critics somewhat like it. Of course, these are the same critics that gave Cuties 87%, right? Well, now, when it comes to how well they did at the box office, his movie was a commercial failure. Like I said before, it had a budget of almost $40 million. It only made $39 million in the box office, and this was released by Disney. However, this new movie is being released by Illumination for Universal, right? And right now it is tracking to do $195 million just at the opening and $368 million globally. And I'm not surprised at all. This movie was very fun. I went and saw the movie. It's fun for kids. A lot of people enjoyed it. There was a lot of excitement in this movie. Seems like Illumination is a company with the Midas touch. They did the same thing with The Rise of Gru, almost made $1 billion at the box office. Maybe Disney could learn from them that all you need to do to actually put seats in butts at the theaters is simply not make your movie woke. It's as simple as that. Prioritize entertaining. Stick to the source material, and that's exactly what Illumination did. Once you watch that movie, it just gives you reminiscence of the video game. If you were a video game player, if you've loved Mario Brothers, if you loved Mario Kart, everything was in this movie that was also on the video game, which is all anybody could ask for, really. Now, when it comes to John Leguizamo himself, I still believe that he's a great actor. Don't get me wrong. He always puts a smile on my face when I see him in a movie. I think his performances are very well top notch. However, when it comes to the way he's behaving regarding this particular movie, it is quite disappointing and disheartening in my own opinion, because he's out there trying to push false narrative and accusations saying that the Super Mario Brothers is white, when clearly the Super Mario Brothers movies is more diverse than his own Encanto movie. He's also out there talking about how he's the only one who could make this movie work script wise. I think the script of this movie was perfectly brilliant. Everything was funny, nice, good enough for families to go and see. It wasn't trying to indoctrinate the families in any way or any shape or form, not trying to push any politics. Movie was practically great, like I've said before, and maybe that's the reason why they didn't want to involve John Leguizamo, because he's gone woke. Who knows? In any case, everything that John Leguizamo said has been disproven. This movie is currently humbling him at the box office at the moment. And the way he's behaving, especially towards this Mario Brothers movie, only goes to show that John Leguizamo is just another hypocritical Hollywood actor with narcissistic tendencies that doesn't know when to sit down and be humble.